Hello and welcome to the first edition of the Dan Edgoose and Ben Wakeford Sportscast. I'm Daniel Edgoose and joined with me is Ben Wakeford. Ben, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. We've got a lot to discuss today.
Yeah. A few topics on
the agenda.
Yeah,
a lot's happened in the sporting world.
Yeah, recently.
In recent weeks and recent days as well.
Yeah. Even today.
Just a bit about ourselves. I'm obviously Dan Edgoose. Sort of my sporting specialities and knowledge that sort of expands into the world of baseball, American football, regular football.
It's like American sports, isn't it? You quite like American sports.
I love me some American sports, Ben. And there's just something about American sports just really.
Yeah, American culture kind of like gets
American culture, it runs in my family.
Yeah, of course.
So that's sort of my sort of speciality topic. So what about yourself?
Well, I've been playing cricket since I was like as long as I can remember. So I quite like talking about cricket a lot. Big fan, huge fan. So yeah, and also American football as well, obviously. Yeah, because that's a big part of my life at the moment.
Yeah, I think we'll be finding that there's a sort of a trend occurring in this sort of sports sort of series where American football is sort of predominantly talked about and is a major factor in the sportscast. But of course, we're going to discuss other sports as we should.
Pretty much.
So what shall we discuss today?
Or what's on the agenda then? Should we run through the agenda quickly?
Let's just run through the agenda
for the agenda.
For the fans. No,
the fans.
The listeners.
Do you want me to?
Go.
So today we're going to be talking about cricket, the England Test squad for the upcoming Test match series in New Zealand, which starts in March. Also, we'll be talking about baseball, how the MLB has been passed by the NBA in popularity, and NFL, so talking about the divisional games which have happened recently, some shocks and surprises there, and also Premier League is a massive talking point, obviously, as it always is. And what else? More cricket. The second ODI happened today, England versus Australia, so we'll be discussing that. And what have you got? Anything else?
Just primarily what you've said, really.
Yeah.
Talk a lot about the sort of MLB, NFL divisional games is a massive talking point, especially the scenes that occurred in Minneapolis over the weekend. We will definitely be discussing that. But it should be a rather well-rounded sportscast. So, should we start with the cricket?
We will start with the cricket. So today was the second ODI, England versus Australia, at the Gabba in Brisbane. The Gabba, classic. The Gabatoir, as they call it. So England won the toss, or did they? No, Australia won the toss and decided to bat. It was a flat track at the Gabba, as it always is. It's an absolute scorcher. Really, really hot.
Gabba's one of those pitches which is hard to play on, isn't it? Really is. England.
What you mean as a bowler? Yeah.
England especially have struggled at the Gabba.
Oh yeah,
in recent, especially the Ashes.
In the Test matches, England.
England struggled completely in the Ashes. In the past couple of months, past month or so.
It was a difficult time, but obviously they've changed their fortunes in the ODIs.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about cricket. So many different formats.
Yeah, you can have different kind of people in the different squads.
Players suit better in certain,
especially in like shorter forms of the game.
Exactly.
So, like Josh Butler for England is a fine example. How he develops his skills for the ODIs. Couldn't quite get that over into the Test match game, but I think he deserves a chance back in a Test match team one day. He'll get a chance again.
So, sort of expanding on that point of talking about how players are better in sort of certain formats of the game. You being a massive fan of cricket, how hard would you think it is to find a player that suits all formats at an elite level? Or is it that just not evident?
I feel like it's easier to find a player who could fit into the short form of the game than it is to the longer form of the game, because it's so it's just so much more demanding on like the body, your mind. It's like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So I think finding someone who can do all three, someone like Joe Root or Steve Smith, like they're the kind of the pinnacle of the game. That's why they're so good, because they're able to, switch, mix and match their skills into each kind of form of the game. So,
well, Joe's a talent, isn't he?
He's a talent. He's a talented.
I know
Like, you know,
I know some stuff about cricket. Yeah. I don't know much, but Joe Root's a talent if I've ever seen one. That boy has got a future.
That boy's got a future. He's already had a solid career so far.
I haven't been so overwhelmed at sort of a talent, I think, since Kevin Peterson.
Do you think?
Because Kevin Peterson wasn't really just a player, he was a brand.
He was a brand, wasn't he? And that's kind of...
He's a big name.
Sometimes, though, that's kind of how it... that kind of let him down, didn't it, really?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But could Joe be?
Yeah, but Joe's not a brand, and he's not got the attitude that Kevin Peterson has.
He seems too nice, doesn't he? He's very humble.
Well, he might not be nice, like no one really knows him apart from his teammates and stuff and people that are close to him, but he does put off his character in a different way than Kevin Peterson.
He comes across as a professional.
Yeah, as a professional, Kevin Peterson.
I think that's very respectable and cricket.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's a credit to himself how he puts himself out, and that's obviously why he's been named the captain. Obviously his first series, but his first actually series didn't go too well, but I'm sure it bounced back from it.
Understatement.
Well, moving on from that, going on to the cricket, which is going to be coming up with the test matches in New Zealand. Oh, I had the squad up, didn't I? I've lost it. Deary me. Here we go. So obviously Stoneman and Vince had poor Ashes series, but still managed to keep their place. I feel like James Vince I feel like they do both deserve to stay in the squad purely because James Vince is an absolute talent. I think he's a really good player at Hampshire at county level, but he's just not quite able to put his skills into the test match game because obviously it's a lot different. So I'm glad he's got another chance. And then new faces such as Liam Livingstone and
he's played well for
Lancashire. Yeah, he's a bit of a gun cricketer.
Deserves the call up.
Yeah, very highly rated at Lancashire. And then obviously Mason Crane from Hampshire as well, the young spinner.
Definitely.
Obviously made his debut in Sydney in the Ashes. It's a tough one, that is, to make your debut in Sydney.
Well, hostile, isn't it?
Very hostile. So I hope he gets another go in New Zealand, the 2 test match series. Obviously there's one test match was a day-nighter in Auckland, which I don't really agree with day-night test matches, but that's another subject, isn't it?
That's a subject for another sportscast.
Yeah, another sportscast. I might have one solely for that discussion, but controversial discussion, isn't it? Yeah, that's about it for the squad, really. I'll read the squad out. It's Joe Root's the captain, Moeen Ali, Jimmy Anderson, Johnny Bairstow, Stuart Broad, Alistair Cook, Mason Crane, Ben Folkes, Liam Livingstone, David Milan, Craig Overton, Ben Stokes, Mark Stoneman, James Vince, Chris Wokes and Mark Wood.
Some of the names in there. I mean, Moeen Ali.
Oh, he had terrible Ashes.
He had terrible Ashes, but when he's on form.
Yeah.
He's on form.
He's on fire, isn't he? The beard that's feared, they call him.
Obviously, Joe Root.
We've talked about him. Cook.
Alistair Cook.
Legend.
He's been around for,
the GOAT.
It seems like ages.
The GOAT. Yeah.
I wouldn't quite say he's the GOAT. I think he's talented.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have held down a place in the England team for so long.
Yeah, true. How long has it been? About 12 years? 2006?
Too long.
Nah, not too long.
Stuart Broad.
Stuart Broad.
That's too long.
Didn't have a great Ashes series, but he's still a good bowler. Jimmy Anderson.
It's a blend of youth and experience. And that's what you need in any sort of sport.
It's a good mix, isn't it?
You got those older guys who can really make their mark on the younger talents.
Yeah.
Teach them the ways.
Teach them the ways of the cricket. Yeah. So what's your subject?
Well, we wanted to talk about the comparisons between basketball and baseball, right? And how.
Yeah.
Is that how basketball's more important? Popular?
Yeah, it's now more popular than the baseball. I've never really understood baseball, but maybe it's a sport I can get more into.
This is a tough one. This is one of these topics which could really have its sportscast dedicated to itself. Now, I don't want to talk about this too much, but I think it's clear that basketball is more important than baseball. And it's not even close.
Well, stats say that 30% of people prefer football as their favourite sport. Well, American football, obviously. and then 9% of people say baseball compared to 11% as basketball. So that kind of dramatic, the difference of, between the three sports. Obviously, American football is America's favourite pastime. So
I think you're looking at a situation where 20 years ago, baseball is America's favourite pastime. It's the sport.
The sport, yeah. The pinnacle.
But yet again, 20 years ago, the MLB was in its infamous performance-enhancing drugs era, where it was hard to find a player that wasn't doping to either mask injury or to get bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
And that's really damaged the game, because obviously because of all these players, the all-time home run leader in the major leagues is banned from baseball.
Oh.
Barry Bonds, who hit 760 home runs.
That's surely a fake name, Barry Bonds.
Nah, Barry Bonds is real. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
He's a drug cheat. And because of you have legends like him, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, all big names in the 90s, superstars, caught out for using performance-enhancing drugs. The league stepped up its game in finding the cheats.
Yeah.
So now we have these kind of clean players. You're getting less home runs, less action.
Yeah, it's not.
They're still talented, obviously. Yeah. They wouldn't be earning all this money.
It's hard to do, isn't it?
And then you have this end of this performance-enhancing drugs era, where you have all these superstars sort of manifest themselves into sort of athletes which become global names in a sport which is predominantly American.
Yeah.
And then you have in the mid-2000s and early 2010 sort of era, you have a superstar who brings baseball out the darkness, Alex Rodriguez.
Even I've heard of it.
Even you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And he wins MVP a couple of times, wins a couple of World Series with the Yankees. So at one point signs the biggest contract in sports.
Yeah.
In 2013 gets found out for performance-enhancing drugs. And it's...
I don't condone performance-enhancing drugs, but you could say that...
For a sport like baseball, it's not the worst thing to happen.
Yeah, you want that kind of spectacle, don't you?
And the NBA, basketball's main league, is horrible in a way at finding. It just doesn't happen, and it's wrong to think that the whole of the NBA is clean.
LeBron James looks like he's made in a petri dish.
Exactly, he's absolutely he's an athlete. He's an athletic superstar.
I'm not saying that he does like performance enhancing drugs, but
he's a superstar. He's worked to get where he's at, and he is a top 5 athlete in the world.
Yeah,
to being recognised, being a brand, and his performance.
Yeah.
So I don't think the performance enhancing drug era of baseball really helped it at all. Well, I mean, at the time it helped it, but now it's devastating to the sport. And then you have other aspects, like baseball's such a long game to watch, and it's so repetitive. You're looking at 4 to 5 hour games where a pitcher might take 30 seconds to pitch one ball. In basketball, you have to take a shot in 24 seconds. Yeah. It's end to end. It's constant.
That's kind of how like the rules help increase the spectacle of that sport, isn't it? It's the same with like American football having the downs. Like if you had as many downs as you like, it could just keep running the ball, and
it would take forever.
Yeah,
there's not much competitive.
That's kind of how rules help.
Definitely. So like, plus baseball's so stat heavy for regulars like you who don't know much about the sport. If you watch a baseball program, you're going to have no idea what's going on because there's so much percentages, averages, means, median, going back to math class. There's just so much depth in the statistical analysis of baseball, which it makes it so hard for people to get into it. And I would also argue that there's more superstars in basketball. More players you would go out or watch TV to watch. You have Steph Curry, LeBron James, James Harden.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Michael Jordan. It's not Dwight Howard. It's no comparison. Baseball, you have your superstars, but they're not. What they do is not exciting.
Yeah.
And you play 182 games a season, where they might have 3 stand out. That's a lie. Actually, they play 162.
How do they play?
They play 162 games where 3 times a season they might make a superstar type play, a diving catch or a massive home run. In basketball, that stuff might happen every night.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really you can't really compare baseball to basketball anymore. Baseball's in a bad state for popularity.
You never know.
You never know.
They might, you know.
But there's a lot of young talent in baseball at the moment, which could change the game.
I find it mad how they get drafted straight from high school.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I think people are too young. Or their version of high school, which finishes when you're 17, 18.
Yeah.
I think that's crazy to go straight into professional sport.
Most of the times you can be a first round pick and not even make it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because they have around 50 rounds on the draft.
That's still crazy.
So that doesn't happen.
No.
I think we'll move on from baseball.
Yeah,
I've talked a lot. And for
it's
an English sportscast.
It's quite an interesting
definitely.
Conversation though. You've gone to talk about football?
Which football?
Soccer.
Right.
People get so annoyed when they say soccer. Soccer.
Take me there.
So the Premier League on Saturday. Some big games. Some big results actually. In terms of there's a lot of moving going around in the league, isn't there, at the moment? A lot of moving up and down. The league's so tight at the moment.
Oh, especially in the bottom.
Bottom half's ridiculous.
I think if a team in the bottom, I think the difference between 18th and 11th is something like 4 points.
Yeah, I think West Ham are up to 11th now. When
absurd.
2 games ago they were in the relegation zone, which is absolute madness.
David Moyes has worked his magic.
Revolutionary, isn't he? Realistically,
great manager. I still maintain he's a good manager.
I didn't think he was.
He held down a job at Everton and even got them into the top 4 1 year.
Yeah, I admit he was really good at Everton.
He was out of his depth at Man United.
Man United, yeah, definitely.
That was a horrible move for him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the time, you'd think he's crazy if he didn't take it.
Yeah, 100%.
But he was so out of his depth, and then obviously Real Sociedad was a failure.
Yeah.
And then Sunderland was even worse.
Sunderland's just like a poison.
Sunderland is a graveyard for managers.
Yeah, it's a graveyard, 100%.
No one can succeed at Sunderland because it's just a rotten club. It is. It's from the core.
Sorry for any Sunderland fans.
Yeah, it's from the core. It's absolutely rotten. The owners.
Oh yeah.
The way they do things and the signings they've made over the past years are absolutely shocking. They signed Jack Rodwell from Man City for 10 million in 2013. They released him 2 days ago.
Jack Rodwell wasn't that bad.
No, at the time.
No, but obviously
when he was younger, he had promise, but now
a bit downhill.
Yeah, definitely.
And the Man City's 22 game unbeaten run came to an end on Sunday against Liverpool, which was it looked like a crazy game.
The fact that Liverpool defended immaculately, and still conceded 3,
it's
concerning.
Two of the goals were in the last 6 minutes of the game, so they kind of say they're garbage goals when you 4-1 up. Yeah. But then it made it a lot closer, obviously.
Manchester City's attacks like nothing I've ever seen. Kevin De Bruyne is unbelievably talented.
He's unreal.
Pele. If Coutinho's going to Barcelona for 130 million,
don't get me started.
I dread to think what Kevin De Bruyne is worth.
Obviously, Arsenal losing again.
When will Wenger go?
Looks like they're losing their best player.
Yep.
To a rival.
Unbelievable.
I think Wenger will be gone after this season.
They've got to get some new life into the club.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
He's
placid. It's like placid and just slow, isn't it? If they don't get top 4, I think he's gone ski.
I don't think they'll get top 4.
Even though he did sign a 2-year contract, I think he's gone ski.
Well, are they now 8 points behind 4th place?
5 points. Oh no. Yeah, no, 8 points behind 4th place. They're
not
5 points. 5 points behind Tottenham in 5th.
There's not long left in the season for them to change.
I don't know. There's quite a few games.
Change things.
They just need to. I just don't.
Can
think
you
they
see Chelsea or Liverpool dropping points? Man United, Man City certainly won't.
No.
Spurs are pushing.
I don't think Spurs will get top 4. They might do. Obviously, Kane's just phenom.
Well,
Kane's ridiculous, isn't he?
Best striker I think the Premier League's ever seen at this moment.
You reckon?
Well, Shearer, obviously.
I think Shearer's the GOAT.
Shearer, obviously. it's close, but Harry Kane, you have to remember, is already Spurs' all-time Premier League goal scorer at the age of something like 25.
Yeah, he's definitely going to break that record if he continues how he's going now.
Well, it depends if he goes to Madrid, isn't it? That's where he's been linked.
Madrid. Englishmen don't do well abroad. Well, I think they just don't want to go abroad. Gary Lineker did alright.
Yeah.
That's back in the day, though.
That's way back in the day.
Way back. Yes. Anyway. What have you got then?
Should we talk about the NFL?
I think we should.
That's a big talking point which we've been waiting for. Well, one game I've been certainly waiting to talk about. But we'll leave that till last.
I'm trying to stay neutral here, but I think I'm going to get a bit...
Atlanta Falcons 10, Philadelphia Eagles 15.
What ball.
That was very underwhelming.
Yeah. Nick Foles is just not very good. Well, he's all right. He's okay. He's a good backup.
There was a point in his career when he was first with the Eagles, which he looked like he could be a good NFL quarterback. Then obviously Jeff Fisher and the Rams traded for him. That didn't go very well.
Fisher is just a bad man. He does bad things to people.
He goes back to the Eagles, and obviously Carson Wentz on route for
Wentz in a lifetime, as Shannon the Sharp says.
On route really for an MVP season.
I think he would have got it. I can't lie. I think he did better than Tom Brady did.
And then
Tom Brady's
injury.
Let's talk about. Can we just talk about Matt Ryan and the Falcons?
Let's just talk about him.
Because I don't think Matt Ryan's very good. I think Julio Jones makes him a lot better than he is.
Mohamed Sanu, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman, who Freeman hasn't really had a very good year since his rookie season.
I'd say Matt Ryan had a good year last year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, to get to the Super Bowl you can't be a clown and make it.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Got to have something.
Well, you can't because Cam Newton did it.
Cam Newton won an MVP that season.
I don't know how.
Rushed for 1,000 yards and passed for 4,000. That's first ballot. Granted, he hasn't really replicated it, but the Panthers obviously aren't still in it, so they're not really a tournament.
Yeah, true. So I think the Falcons did. I think the Falcons did well to get to the.
I was surprised they beat the Rams in the wild card.
Yeah, Rams were underwhelming.
Do you think the Eagles could win the
Super Bowl?
They've got Minnesota.
I don't see why not with that defense, and then JJ, Garrett Blunt, the two-headed monster.
New England.
Yeah, I know New England. Well, we'll come on to New England. That's a different talking point.
We'll stay in the.
No, we'll go. We'll talk about Steelers Jags.
Steelers Jaguars. 45-42 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who
Roethlisberger 469 yards and 5 touchdowns, still can't get a win. What does that say?
I think that says how good Jacksonville are. Yeah. I don't think that says anything about Pittsburgh.
I don't think Pittsburgh ran Le'Veon Bell enough. I know they were trailing the game a lot, but when I was watching the game, the way he was making defenders miss and stuff.
Well, Le'Veon Bell's a elite running back, isn't he?
He's he's different class, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very patient.
Oh man, he just kind of sits there.
He just sort of sits there, watches and dances for any gaps, and then breaks out.
Yeah.
But a big talking point before that game was Pittsburgh's players sort of disrespecting the Jaguars on Twitter and social media, in press conferences.
Mike Mitchell, is it Mike Mitchell?
Mike Mitchell. Yeah. Le'Veon Bell tweeted some suspect things about the Jaguars.
Do you think that they were too focused on the next game?
Yes, definitely. They've been itching to get to New England since their game early in the season.
Itching to get there,
and the Pittsburgh Steelers should have won. They should have won.
Yeah, but
the refs bailed out New England yet again.
Yeah, yet again.
But the Jaguars, man, that defense, Jalen Ramsey.
I'm sorry, Jalen Ramsey is an absolute monster.
Best in the
NFL. He's disrespectful. I love it. He's like a good disrespectful.
Well, him and AJ Boye.
AJ Boye shut down. They're both shut down corners.
Both shut down.
Both shut down. Yeah.
Where would you rank Jalen Ramsey in your sort of cornerback list in the NFL?
Second.
Behind
Marshawn Lattimore.
Oh, Ben, no, come on, no, you're Ben.
No, kidding. No, I think he's up there with the top. Up there with the top boys.
He's definitely elite, but
I don't know where I'd put him, like as in, or what place I'd put him, but he's definitely up there. Top 5.
He's top 5, but not top 3.
Not top 3, probably not.
I think you're looking at Patrick Peterson. I would still argue Richard Sherman.
Yeah, but he's probably.
Josh Norman.
Josh Norman's good. You can't get
Josh Norman's good on a bad defence.
True, yeah.
I think you're looking at Patrick Peterson's probably the best man-to-man cornerback.
Yeah.
Norman's probably the best zone cornerback. And then Sherman, he only plays on one side of the field.
Yeah, that's kind of where he lets him down, isn't it? Yeah, looking at the receiving here for Pittsburgh, it's hard to argue about Antonio Brown being one of the top players.
He's Hall of Fame worthy, isn't he?
If he keeps going at the moment,
unbelievably.
18.9 yards a catch.
Yeah. He's elite.
132 yards, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
I would argue there's no better receiver in the NFL.
He's good after the catch as well.
Wait, he's deceptively quick. He doesn't. You think of the fastest players in the NFL. He doesn't really.
You don't really think about it.
You don't really think about it.
Obviously, with pads on. Let's talk about the Jags. What do we think about
their defense?
Their defense is legit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. 100%.
Miles Jack, Telvin Smith, as their outside linebackers are unbelievable.
Telvin Smith actually had a really, really good game.
Got a fumble return for a touchdown.
Like just secretly, not really like under the radar, but look at that, 14 tackles.
Their safeties, Barry Church and Deshaun Gibson, who they got from the Browns in free agency.
Browns. Let's not talk about the Browns because they don't deserve to be talked about.
Irrelevant.
No. But yeah, obviously, Boye, and their front, their
Calais Campbell, Malik Jackson,
and Gakwe.
Say no more.
Probably butchered that name, but
we know who you mean.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a monster. Yeah. So Fournette as well.
Oh, that offense as well. I mean, their receivers.
The receivers are sneakily good. That Keelan Cole, he's a rookie free agent. He's been good. Marquise Lee.
Their line's not bad. Leonard Fournette and Blake Bortles plays well.
Blake Bortles just like he goes under the radar.
I rate Blake Bortles.
I think as a passer he's not as good as he could be, but he obviously leads the team well.
Well, I mean the expectation's quite low for him.
Yeah.
So I think that helps him a lot.
Obviously, when you've got Leonard Fournette in the backfield,
and TJ Yeldon.
TJ Yeldon's a good like third down back, isn't he?
Definitely.
Blake Bortles had five carries for 35 yards on Sunday, so
there's talent there. They built so well from being god awful last year to the draft.
I don't know how did that. I think it's picking up Calais Campbell, AJ Boye, Barry Church.
They were born in the draft.
Yeah, they had a good off season, didn't they?
Best in the NFL.
42-45 it was a good game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed watching it. Leonard Fournette with 3 touchdowns is legit as a running back. So on to
Titans Patriots. Now I'm disappointed by this because I wanted the Titans to go all the way.
The Titans,
they haven't made the playoffs in so long. They've got a quarterback in Marcus Mariota who's young, he's energetic, he's a fun guy to watch.
I like Mariota.
He's box office.
He's box office, yeah. He's good with his legs.
He's had a bit of injury this season and last year, but he's come back this year and played extremely well, led the Titans to the playoffs.
Yeah, 22 completions on Sunday, 254 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Against a good defence.
Yeah, it's a reasonable stat line, realistically.
Against Belichick and a good defence.
Their rushing attack was neutralised, and that's, I think, probably one of the most important things that the Patriots were looking to do is neutralise Derrick Henry because he's a good running back and they have
big. Reminds me of Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, they have a mauling offensive line as well. Yeah. But yeah, their receivers are good. Corey Davis, you see that touchdown catch, that one hand
quality catch.
I'd probably put that in, over.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd put that in. That was
the people deserve to see that.
People deserve to see that because
that was greatness personified.
Greatness. Was it over Malcolm Butler as well? I think it was.
I don't think
he's a good corner.
All that.
He's a good.
He's a good corner, but he's not as good as people make it out to be. He's definitely only thought to be that good because of the Super Bowl 49 play. Obviously against the Seahawks.
So let's talk about
New England, Tom Brady.
That man.
That boy, the
GOAT, Tom Brady.
Can anyone stop him?
337 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Can anyone stop Tom Brady?
It's not just Brady, I think it's the system, the Belichick system. Do your job.
Tom Brady's talented.
I didn't know Brian Hoyer got into the game.
Yeah.
I think he took a knee. Took 3 knees. Or maybe not.
That's That's all his job is, though, isn't it? As a backup.
backup Tom Brady.
I didn't even know he was on the Patriots until...
I think he's part of the Garoppolo trade.
Why would San Francisco send them Hoyer?
Because
and why would the Patriots take
it? Patriots had one quarterback on their roster at a time because they got rid of Brissett and then it was just Garoppolo and Brady, and Garoppolo got traded, and they only had Tom Brady on the roster.
Surely
the backup QB was
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick.
Robert Griffin III.
How's Kaepernick not got? Oh, that's a different point.
Yes.
Yeah, Dan
political, I think.
Amendola had a good game. 11 receptions, 112 yards.
Good.
Sneaky. Gronkowski's obviously Gronkowski. He's a beast.
And then we come on to
the
New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings. The Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Stephon Diggs to the house. So what I took from the game was New Orleans started the game sluggish. They had their Sendejo pick. Yeah. Which was very, very good.
Brees had a poor first half, and they shut down. The Minnesota defense is legit. It's legit.
Yeah, their cornerback's
Harrison Smith Pro Bowl snub is ridiculous. How is he not in the Pro Bowl?
I think he's definitely top 3 safety in the league.
Yeah, 100%.
Pushing for number 1.
Pushing.
But obviously Minnesota winning in their home field.
Yeah, I think it is hard to go to Minnesota. I think that's why if they get to the Super Bowl, they'll probably
the crowd is up for it.
They'll win, or they'll put a good game in on New England.
Can anyone stop New England? I don't think.
I don't know.
I hope someone.
Let's talk about this game because we could talk about New England for ages. So yeah, Stephon Diggs, big game, 6 receptions, 137 yards, and a touchdown. That touchdown to ice the game, that walk-off touchdown.
Marcus Williams has to make. I'm sorry, he's had a good year.
So you've been waiting to say that.
The whole New Orleans Saints team, and especially their defense, has had a great year.
Yeah, those rookies, Williams and Lattimore, have had really good years.
But you've got to make that tackle.
I don't really.
That's your season.
All you got to do is wrap him up and bring him down in bounds.
That's your season.
We won. Not we. They won. They would have won.
That's your season right there.
He takes out the only guy that... I might put that in as well, to be honest, because I think people definitely deserve to see that. I don't blame him.
That's one of the defining plays of the sort of century. Not the century, baby, but...
It's not like... If that happened in the Super Bowl, maybe it would be, but,
It will be remembered. Not just by Saints and Vikings.
I hope he doesn't let him get him down too much.
Well, he's a good player.
He's a rookie.
That could destroy...
Rookies make mistakes. The only reason this got so much attention is because it is in the divisional game and we came back from...
it was unfortunate that it had to end that way for the Saints because they had a very good season.
Yeah. Case Keenum on the day, 25 completions, 318 yards, 1 touchdown and a pick, which was by Marcus Williams. He just made a mistake. And then Drew Brees has a reasonable day, just a Drew Brees kind of day, 25 completions, almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. It's not great, but...
Well, he's had better games, but at the end of the day, Drew's Drew, and he's elite.
Yeah, he's elite.
Where do you think he'll go? Where do you think he'll go in the season? Do you think he stays? Do you think he retires? Or do you think he walks?
I feel like they'll offer him like a 1 or 2 year contract, and he'll want a longer one probably. Actually, maybe not a longer one, but he'll want more money than he's going to get given by the Saints. So he might go.
I think he walks.
He might walk.
I think he's proved himself in New Orleans. Cemented his sort of legacy there.
He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT, but
in Saints fans' eyes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
but
in my eyes, I love the man. He's a beautiful man. So yeah, what do you think about the 2-headed monster in the backfield for the Saints this season? Alvin Kamara, undoubtedly the rookie of the year, surely offensive rookie of the year. And Mark Ingram.
I like the player. I don't like the person.
Do you know?
He's very, very cocky and arrogant.
Is he?
I think.
But there's a difference between cockiness and confidence. When you are that good,
you want to be confident.
I don't like how he wears like golden.
Mouth guards.
Yeah, don't really like that. Not a fan, but
it's a bit sort of not to be sort of too stereotypical and but it's sort of thuggish.
Yeah,
it's sort of gang sort of culture sort of.
I don't mind that.
We're going sort of edging into there. But
Mark Ingram had a poor game, but that's obviously Michael Thomas is elite. Made himself into an elite receiver. This year, not just this year, but last season, his rookie season, he was brilliant. And this season, he's been even better, if anything.
Great receiver,
good receiver. And the underrated defense on the Saints. Obviously, they're gone.
Mm.
Now it's now Vikings versus Eagles division.
Case Keenum v Nick Foles for the right to go to the Super Bowl, lose to Tom Brady.
Nah, come on, yeah. Got to give the Jaguars a little bit of a chance. I'd give them a chance.
I give them a
purely
chance.
because their defense and Leonard Fournette is an absolute beast.
They've got a chance.
They've got a chance, definitely. This Sunday I'll be watching it intently. Is it this Sunday or is it? I'm not sure. But, I'll check. Yeah, so, and then Super Bowl prediction. What do you think?
Super Bowl prediction will be Patriots versus the Eagles.
I think it's going to be the Patriots versus the Vikings.
And I think the New England Patriots will win that game by quite a distance.
Mm.
Well, the Eagles are good, but
it depends. It depends how the defense of either Eagles or Vikings plays on the day, and if they're able to come up with a scheme to stop Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
The way to stop Tom Brady, and we saw it a couple of years back in the conference game against the Denver Broncos, is get to Tom Brady.
Yeah. How many times you get sacked?
You got hit something like 20 times.
Yeah, that's not good for a guy who's 40.
That's not going to translate well for...
No. Not for that man.
For that man.
Yeah, but obviously the Jags can get to Tom Brady with that pass rush.
Definitely. So they've got the best chance.
They've got the best chance of anyone to
and they get to play them on Sunday.
I'll be watching that game intently.
Something we can talk about next week.
I'm looking forward to that next week. Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss today? Not particularly.
Yeah, on the agenda which we feel is worthy of our discussion.
No, I think I'm about done, to be honest.
About done?
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up then.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure talking to you about these sort of subjects.
It's just more like a conversation, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
We just feel like it's a good idea for us, the skills. It's
been a good fun first episode.
Good fun first episode. Obviously, we'll try and develop it and make it more interesting over time.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. I'm Dan Edgoose with
Ben Wakeford.
And this was our first episode of our Sportscast. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.